It's 15th of this month. You check your bank app and you're already wondering how to stretch 4,233 rupees until the end of the month. You scroll past another "How I made 1 crore in 6 months" reel and quietly think, people like me don't get rich. I'm not just good with money. It's probably too late. But what if that story is wrong? Research shows how you think about money is how you manage it. And there are just two core mindsets deciding your financial fate. One of them traps you in survival mode, the other sets you free. Let me explain. From the studies of Dr. Carol Dweck, there are two mindsets that silently shape every financial choice you make. Fixed money mindset. You believe your intelligence, talent, or financial ability is hardwired. So when money goes wrong, you say things like, I'm just bad with money. I will never figure this out. People like me don't get rich. This mindset doesn't just limit your income, it limits your effort. Because if you believe you cannot grow, why try? People with a fixed mindset do not take any financial challenges. They fear failing, looking stupid, or admitting they don't know how to invest or to save. They would rather play it safe and stay stuck. Growth money mindset. Now contrast that with the growth mindset. You believe money skills can be learned, that investing, saving, budgeting, that's all trainable. You start saying, I'm still learning. This mistake taught me something. Every setback is a data, not defeat. Here's the power of that belief. Studies in behavioral finance show that growth-minded investors take more action, rebound from losses faster, and make better long-term decisions. They treat market crashes as classrooms, not catastrophes, because they know building wealth isn't a trait, it's a skill. So how did we discover all this? It all started with one surprising experiment on children and puzzles. In the early 1970s, psychologist Carol Dweck set out to study one simple question: how do children respond to failure? She got young students one by one into a quiet room at their school. No distractions, just a table, a chair, and a stack of puzzles. First, she gave them easy puzzles to build confidence. Then, she turned up the difficulty. This is when something unexpected happened. Some children got frustrated. They gave up. Their body language all said, I can't do this. But others, they leaned in. One 10-year-old boy literally rubbed his hands together, grinned, and said, I love a challenge. Another, with a sparkle in his eyes, looked up and sarcastically said, you know, I was hoping this would be more challenging. These weren't the top students, but they had something else, something more powerful, a belief that effort creates growth. Dweck was stunned. She later wrote in a research paper, I always thought you either coped with failure or you didn't. Never thought someone could love failure. But these children weren't broken, they were breaking psychological ground. What they had discovered intuitively was the growth mindset. The idea that human traits like intelligence, skill, or ability aren't fixed. They can be developed. This wasn't just a cute classroom moment. This experiment launched a theory that completely transformed the field of behavioral finance. Because here's the thing, your relationship with money is just like those puzzles. If you think budgeting is too hard, if you believe investing is not for you, if you say, I'm just not good with money, you have already lost the game. But if you see financial failure as feedback and treat every financial challenge like a chance to grow your money, you unlock the rich mindset, the one wealthy people practice even before they become rich. From the puzzle experiment, I think you have understood that financial outcomes aren't just about income or intelligence. They are about financial behavior and the beliefs that shape them. Now let's see how you can rewire your beliefs and irrevocably transform your financial behavior. From the studies of behavioral scientist Fogg, each behavior B happens when three forces align: motivation M, ability A, and a prompt P. In short, B is equal to MAP. If one is missing, the behavior fails. This explains why you intend to save, invest, or budget but don't follow through. The problem isn't laziness, it's poor design of our behavioral loops. Let's now look at three common poorly designed financial behavioral loops that is keeping you broke, and how to rebuild the loop to reach your true financial potential. Behavioral loop 1. Believing I'm just not good with money. Have you ever said that to yourself? Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. Your motivation is low because past failures triggers shame. Your ability is actually high. You could learn, but you don't try. And there is no prompt, no reminder that says, hey, let's do this differently. So what's the rewire? Believe that you can learn money skills with effort. Behavioral loop 2. Believing, what's the point of saving 100 rupees? Sound familiar? Here's the breakdown. Motivation is low because 100 rupees feels too small to matter. Ability is high. You can afford it. But again, no prompt. You rely on willpower and it fails. Rewire it with this thought. Each rupee is a financial oath for my future rich self. Behavioral loop 3. Believing that you have always been bad with money. This one's heavy because it's rooted in identity. Motivation is stuck. You are living in the past. Ability feels low, even if it's not. The prompt, a self-critical thought that starts a shame spiral. Let's flip it. Try believing that was version 1 of me. The richest people you admire, they weren't born with better habits. They built them one loop at a time. So ask yourself, which behavioral loop are you ready to rewire? Let me know in the comments. And hey, don't just think rich, act like it. Close your eyes for 30 seconds. Now imagine, 5 years from today, you are no longer stressed about money. You have built good financial habits, security, freedom, peace, and prosperity. That version of you, they are reaching back, not with pressure, but with pride, and saying, you did the hard thing, you showed up consistently. Thank you. Because rich thinking isn't about luxury, it's about loyalty. Let today be the day you fix your finances by rewiring your mindset, rebuilding your habits, reclaiming your future. Subscribe to Think Rich with Vishakh, where wealth begins in the mind and compounds into reality.